Right, well, welcome to this morning's lecture on the viscoelastic properties of sodium hypochlorite. Are there any chemists in the room? No, good, I can lie then. Okay, it roughly translates as, Madam, is your toilet bleach capable of lasting through the flush or not? Everywhere I've been, and it has been lots of different industries, the one thing I have noticed as a common theme is this. If you want a breakthrough, look outside your current environment. Most of the big breakthroughs I've seen are when people are willing to take off the blinkers of their industry and look to somewhere else. Now, I'd seen it in things like new product development at places like, a BA, when we put the beds into aircraft. You know, we could have gone to a seat manufacturer. We did. We went to an airline seat design company. And what did they tell us about? Airline seats. And they were experts at it, and we learned all about safety struts and wiring and fire retardancy and impact resistance, all sorts of things. Problem is, we wanted a bed, and they weren't going to get there. So instead, we went to a yacht designer. Now, yacht designer came at it from a completely different angle. Luxury space, but in a confined environment. Let's play. And that's what they did, and came up with much more radical ideas. Eurostar was a similar story, actually. You know, the turnaround in Eurostar didn't come because we had lots of data about travelling passengers. In fact, the insight about Eurostar was that we'd misunderstood the customer. We thought we were a railway company. Silly us. You know, we thought we were about taking people fast between Brussels and Paris and London. And we weren't. When you understood customers, you found out the competition for Eurostar, if you lived in London, wasn't go by Eurostar, or else you could go by aeroplane, or else you could go by ship. The competition for Eurostar was anything else you can do with £100 this weekend. Instead of selling railway tickets, we now had to sell, wouldn't it be exciting to go to Paris this weekend? That's when the business started to turn around, when we stopped keeping the blinkers on of our industry and realized the broader picture. The more senior you go in the organization, the more important the decisions that you're making, yet actually, despite our best intentions, the further away you tend to get from the customer. And our job, both for ourselves as we get more senior, but also for the people in our organizations we are trying to influence, the chief execs or whatever, our job is to close that gap for those people. And you won't do it with data and graphs, you'll do it with insights. So next time your chief exec or your board wants some information about the customer, don't send them a chart of numbers, take them out on the shop floor for a day. I promise you they'll learn more that way, and you'll persuade them of your business case much more that way than giving them lots of numbers. Nobody buys products. What they buy is benefits. What they're interested in is what's in it for them, not what your product is. I thought, well, that's a bit strange. Let me understand that. Well, think about it. When you buy a Volvo car, what do you buy? You buy safety. Yeah? The roll bars and the airbags and all that sort of stuff are important, but they're part of the reason why the customer's going to believe in what's in it for them. So buy British Airways club class flying from New York to London overnight because we've got the widest seat in the air. Fantastic. So what happens when the competition launch a seat that's half an inch wider than ours next week? Got a bit of a problem. What happens if somebody has a really good idea that we're going to improve the catering, or we're going to put some new passenger entertainment on board, or we're going to do something about the check-in processes? What happens then? We've built our whole brand telling people about our seat. We've spent millions of pounds around the world telling everybody we've got the widest seat. So no, what we're going to do, we're going to make a new advert now. We're going to say, forget everything we told you last year, now we're about the best food in the world. Or no, forget that, now we're about the best passenger entertainment. By hooking ourselves on a feature of the product as our main message, we've completely constrained ourselves. You've got to also define how you're going to tell people about this benefit. And you have to define the how. Because how you deliver a message is as important as the message itself. Okay, we've done the preparation, we've got an insight, we're working off benefits, we've decided the tone of voice. What about the ideas bit? You know, the bit where we all go to an off-site location and we all dress down into casual clothes and we get some children's toys out and we put blank flip charts around the wall and we all think, great, we're going to come up with lots of new ideas now. And it doesn't always happen. So, a thought for you. Why go to all that trouble? Why not do what I do and steal? Why not just pinch ideas from other places? Because you can guarantee whatever your issue is, whatever your problem is, somebody else in another industry or another environment has had that same issue. And they can bring you boatloads of ideas. That's how we got the beds idea. The more you move outside your own environment and look for analogies, the more creative you'll be. And that's the way you'll become innovative. Because innovation is about doing something different. Innovation is not about, let's do the same as everybody else, or let's learn from other people already in our industry. If they're in your industry and doing it, you're not going to get a competitive advantage by copying them. So you've got to find new ideas from somewhere else, and that means getting outside. It starts with the customer insight. It doesn't start with creativity and pink shirts and children's toys. It starts with the customer insight. It starts about getting out there and getting closer and understanding that customer better than anybody else. Turn that into a benefit. Talk about customer propositions should be that. Customer propositions, not let me tell you how wonderful my product is propositions. They're deliberately called customer propositions because they should be about the customer and the benefit to them. That way, your innovation will accelerate. Then look for new ideas by getting outside this industry, because that's where you'll find the big ideas. And then don't forget the communication and the make it easy bit. And I will leave you with one thought, guys. Doesn't matter where you get the lessons, okay? If it's a new idea and it's a good idea, use it.